Did you know that if Facebook was a country, then every single day it has more than 1.5 billion active users? And did you know that every 6 seconds a new profile is created on Facebook? So during this lockdown period, if the entire world, 30% of which is on Facebook, then why not utilize Facebook to create something meaningful for yourself, and why not monetize through Facebook? So how many of you would love to monetize any, yeah, sorry. So there was a voice break in between. But how many of you would love to monetize yourself and monetize your business on Facebook by conducting different live sessions? And if you're willing to do so, let me know in the comments below. Because today in this masterclass for Facebook, we have got a very special guest. He is an international speaker. He's a confidence coach, and at the same time, he's a narrative coach also. And his name is Mack Comandante, and he's from Philippines. And he's joining in all the way from there to add value to your life, to teach you how to monetize through Facebook. So without any further delay, let us welcome Mac to us on the screen. So hi Mac, good morning. How are things
Hey,
there? Everything fine?
morning, Abhay. Thanks for having me here. Everything is fine here in the Philippines, although we've started to open up the economy. Okay, but we're all
Super.
good. Okay? I think everywhere else in the world, including us here, we're trying to fight this crisis. Okay,
Correct.
but good morning to you, and good morning to everyone who's watching all the way to India.
Absolutely great. Thank you so much, Mac, once again for tuning in. So, for the viewers who might not know, Mac is going to introduce in a while. But first thing first, for all those who are watching this, please go ahead and type your name in the comments box so that we can interact with you and we can engage with you. Remember this, it's a live masterclass, so it's not a video wherein we are going to sound polished and we are going to speak in that way. You're going to be very candid and you can ask questions that you want in the comments below. So, Mac, first things first, thank you for taking your time. I know it's been a crazy lockdown period where everything is happening from work from home, and you take out time from that to come here and add value to people, and that is something which is great. So, for viewers who don't know Mac, so me and Mac, we met last year. We did a training course together, and that is where I learned that this man is something who has amazing energy. He has got amazing content, and his delivery is something that connects with the people. So I always wanted to connect with him so that he can add value to all of us and inspire us 7 days a week. So, Mac, the stage is all yours. If you could give your opening remarks and give a few introduction about yourself, that would be great. And then from there, you can carry on with the Facebook Masterclass. So, thank you once again for being here. Also, I would like to take a small moment to thank Entrepreneur Excel who has helped us in organizing this, and at the same time, all the viewers who are watching this currently. Thank you once again. Yes, Mac, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, Abhay. And to those of you who are watching here, how many of you agree with me that Abhay here is creating so much value, is doing a tremendous amount of job, a good job at that in terms of adding value to your lives every single day here in social media. If you agree with me, just give and show Abhay some love. Type it here in the comment section if one way or another Abhay was able to add value into your own lives. Okay, and Abhay, this is for you. Big round of applause to you, man. Okay, together with your company, Alter
Thank you
Ego
so much,
Learning,
Mac. I love the
adding
way
so much
how
value.
you're being, humble, and you're being very honest and you're being so polite in terms of this gesture. That's absolutely great. Thank you. Please continue.
Yeah, and yeah, so why don't you bring up my screen so that I have a little masterclass for everyone here. And type ready, everyone. If you're ready, type in the comment section. I'd like to greet those of you who are joining us here, to Radhika, Gayatri, to Arus Creation, okay, Arlena Joshi. Okay, we have Radhika as well. Yeah, hi to all of you. Greetings all the way from the Philippines. Today, this morning, I'm going to be talking about monetizing Facebook Live and how to generate leads and land your first meeting through Facebook Live. So this is all organic reach. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mack Comandante. I'm an international coach and trainer all the way here to the Philippines. How many of you would be interested with this? Type interested in the chat box in the comment section if you are interested with this. Okay, type it there. I want to know as well, what is it that you do if you're in business, if you're a student, what is it that you do in your life? Okay, type it there in the comment section as well so that I know who's watching this and that I'll be able to pace with you. I'd be able to show you how I do it, whereby when doing Facebook Live, this tool alone, a very organic process, has allowed me to close 20,000 US dollars during the lockdown. Okay, how many of you agree with me that that can be a cool thing to do? Type cool in the comment section. Okay, this is just one of the tools that I use in my business as a coach, as a trainer, and as a community builder. There you go. We have Pooja, Sandeep, Drew. Yeah, there you go. Interested. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for that, team. And today, this is what I'm going to be talking about. Okay, let me go to my screen here. Okay, hold on. All right.
So for all the viewers, he's mentioned in a very subtle way, in a very casual way, by saying, that I got $20,000 done in this lockdown period using Facebook Live. For the Indian viewers, 20,000 is close to 14 lakh rupees. And that is something which is absolutely great. So he was very humble and subtle while saying it, but I think that is something which is absolutely amazing. So Mac, go ahead and tell us, how did you do that?
Thank you. Thanks, Abhay. And thank you for the conversion. I'm not very familiar with the currency as well. All right. So in this mini masterclass this morning, today I'm going to be talking about how to convert a 15-minute Facebook Live to high ticket sales and be able for you to convert it into keynote stages. We're going to deep dive into this. I'm going to deconstruct this for you. Okay. Now, here's the thing. A lot of gurus are going to be teaching this. You can actually Google this in YouTube or what have you. But what I'm going to be sharing with you today are the things that actually work for me. Now, here's the thing. You can follow this or not, but let me tell you that this worked for me. And I hope that when you would try this, when you would, just try this out for yourself. If it works, then good. If not, then it would tell you the things that would also not work for you, and you can make adjustments in your own way, in your own business, in your approach, in your way of connecting to your audience and to your teams. So as we go deep dive, I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 mistakes to avoid when doing Facebook Live so that you don't make the same mistakes that I made when I was starting this one out. And I'm also going to be talking about the 5 steps. It's not actually 5. I've updated my chart for you, Abhay. It's 6 steps for high engagement in Facebook Lives. Okay, how many of you would like to have this? Type me in the comment section if you would like to know how this is done. Awesome. There you go. And then finally, I'm going to be sharing with you the 1 step for you to land your first meeting and be able to convert this meeting into leads. Okay, now a lot of people make this mistake whereby they sell in their Facebook Live, in social media, and so on. Okay, let me tell you, team, that's not the goal here. But my goal for my Facebook Live is that so that we can have a conversation. Type conversation there in the comment section. Is it so that we can have a conversation? By having a conversation, I'd be able to add more value to you. Type value in the comment section. Yeah, I want to make sure that you get to remember this, you get to understand this. Okay, good, excellent. So let's get moving. Before I continue, is it okay if I tell you a bit about myself? Type okay in the comment section if that's all right with you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, team. Okay, good. All right. Once again, my name is Mack Comandante. I'm an international trainer and coach. I'm the founder of Success Academy here in the Philippines. I'm also the lead coach of the Scale Up community, where we have about 5,000 financial advisors. That community is focused on providing value to financial advisors. So if you're a financial advisor, that should be the community for you. At the same time, I'm also the lead coach and community builder for Success Academy. If you noticed, I mentioned Success Academy twice, it being a training company and also a community. It's a community that's built around progress, education, and whereby you have the people there helping each other out. It's a community that's built around support. Okay. In the Philippines, I come from the province called Cagayan de Oro City, and in May of 2004, I arrived in the capital here in Metro Manila with only $20 in my pocket. Now, that $20, I had to stretch that for a month, for 30 days, because my first pay had to happen 30 days later. 30 days later, I withdrew all the money. And I remember that day like it was yesterday. I'm seated in my dormitory room. I'm seated at the edge of my bed. I'm holding the money in my hands. I can feel the warm air being blown by the ceiling fan on top of my head. And I said to myself, never again will I grow hungry again. Okay, now fast forward to 2018. Okay, I was able to accumulate extensive exposure in different industries, in different companies, in manufacturing, in retail, in pharmaceutical, in distribution, and in life insurance industries. And what I realized is that God has given me coaches and mentors and teachers in my own professional journey. How many of you agree with me that you need to have the right coach, the right mentor, the right teachers to guide you along the way? And by having that kind of people in your life, it would catapult you to success. And of course, you have to be implementing whatever it is that you're learning from them. Type me if you understand what I'm saying here. If you're getting this, okay, type me there in the chat box. Okay, now, however, this is what I realized. I realized that I was so unfulfilled, unhappy, and I was in debt. Now, the problem here is that I had a background in finance. I studied executive finance in the Asian Institute of Management. I studied economics in the University of Asia and Pacific, and yet I was in debt. Okay, wouldn't that be crazy? So what I realized is that there is a pattern that is emerging. And let me ask you here, okay, to those of you who are watching this, which year would be a better year for me? Was it in 2004 or was it in 2018? Type it there in the comment section. I want to know which year do you think is a much better year for me? Is it 2004 or is it 2018? Okay, go ahead, type it in the comment section. Okay, now it's up to you to determine this, but this is what I know. This is what I know. Something was not working for me, because if it was working for me, if I totally understood how money worked, if I totally understood how finance actually worked, I wouldn't be in debt, isn't it? Type yes or no. If you agree with me, type yes. If you disagree with me, type no. Yeah, there you go. Some of you are saying 2018. Suma, you're saying it's even in 2020. Yeah, a lot of you are saying in 2018. But again, this is what I realized. Okay, there was a pattern and I was in that. And I realized that something was not working for me. And that is when I made a decision. Type decision in the chat box. Type decision in the chat box. Okay, because here's the thing, team. First and foremost, you got to be able to make a decision. And that decision for me was a decision to re-educate myself. And that decision to re-educate myself has allowed me to travel the world, to go after all these world-class trainers and coach. And what that has allowed me is that it has allowed me to check whether these coaches, these trainers, these mentors can resonate, can they actually understand me, and can they actually help me? Okay, that decision has made me leave my corporate job. It has made me invest more in my own education by about 40,000 US dollars more. And let me ask you, what do you think is crazy? Okay, and a lot of my friends told me that this is crazy. You know what, Mac, you're already in debt and now you're again spending about 40,000 US dollars. Okay, are you crazy? That is what they're telling me. How many of you agree with me that that can be a crazy decision? Type crazy in the chat box. If you agree with me, then that would be a crazy decision to do. Okay? Yeah. So, no, but here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what is crazy. What is crazy is that not making that decision. What is crazy is that you already know that something is working for you, is not working for you, but you're not doing anything about it. That is crazy. Ignorance is crazy. Now, what this pandemic has done for all of us is that it has shown us a gap. Type gap. Okay? Type gap in the comment section. What are these gaps? The first gap is that there's a skills gap. So say, for instance, you're not making the money, you're not able to connect to your audience, you're not able to reach your niche, you're not able to convert your leads and so on. What that tells you simply is that there is a skills gap. The things that used to work before doesn't anymore work today. Thereby, it requires a new set of skills. Okay, type skills gap. Okay, the other gap that this pandemic has shown all of us is that it has created a mindset gap. And what does that mindset gap look like? It's gonna sound something like, okay, I cannot do Facebook Live because I'm too old for this. I don't know how to do this, and so on. I don't know social media. I'm really used to doing face-to-face selling and so on. Okay, meeting has to be done in the four corners of a room. Okay, so for example, that skills gap then gets translated into a mindset gap. But let me ask you, which is easier to address, the skills gap or the mindset gap? Type skills or type mindset in the comment section, because I want to know, what do you think? Okay, thank you, Tanish, Sandeep, Kunal, Gayatri, Sneha, thank you. Yes, exactly. Okay, so what is easier to address? Is it skills or is it mindset? Go type it there. Yeah, exactly. It is skills. And here's the best thing, ladies and gentlemen, my dear friends in India are watching this. Okay, as you address that skills gap, what happens is that you would also be able to address the mindset gap. The moment you get to learn, okay, how should I do Facebook Live, for instance? How are people really doing this? Okay, the moment you get to learn that, the mindset gap whereby you're saying, I don't know how to do social media, I'm scared, what if people will bash me? What if people will ridicule me, and so on? All of that also gets addressed, isn't it? Type yes if you agree with me, or type no if you disagree with me. Okay, so that is the first lesson I'd like to share with all of you. Address that skills gap. It's not that difficult. You just need to know how, and you just need to find the right mentor, teacher, or coach who's gonna help you. Okay, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. Thank you for agreeing with me, Kunal, Suma. Yeah, exactly. Wonderful. Excellent. So in that journey, it has allowed me to increase my impact. It has allowed me to increase my income eventually. Okay, as you can see here, these are pictures of our programs. These are pictures of our coaches and our trainers. My coaches, my trainers, okay, whereby I've learned from them directly. That opportunity has allowed me to reach my audience. These are some of their comments. Okay, I know some of this are in Filipino, but you can read this. Some of this are in English as well. And by doing Facebook Live consistently in the month of June, I made this commitment to go live every single day. Okay, as a commitment to my own birthday. My birthday month was in June. So I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Instead of you guys giving me a birthday gift, how about I give all of you a birthday gift? And that birthday gift was for me going live and adding value. Type add value in the comment section. Type add value. Now, by adding value, I was able to convert that Facebook Live, okay, with high ticket sales, which was worth about 20,000 US. In the lockdown itself alone, I was able to make about 80,000 US. 20,000 of that comes from Facebook Live. Okay, how many of you agree with me that that can be an awesome thing? Type awesome in the chat box. Now, why am I sharing this with all of you? I'm sharing this with all of you. Now, to some people, 80,000, Mac, that's really nothing. Okay, yeah, I get that. Okay, but to a lot of us, okay, it can spell the difference between bringing food to the table to your family. It can be the difference between the ability, it can create the ability to send your children to school, isn't it? Type yes or type no. Okay, type yes or type no. Thank you, thank you. Now I'm sharing that with all of you, not to impress you, but to impress upon you that it can be done. It's not that difficult. Okay, you just need to know how. Okay, and that is what we're going to be talking about today. Now, my Facebook Live would be ranging from 15 to 20 minutes. It's a very quick Facebook Live. And what you can see here in the screen right now is the level of engagement that we're generating in that 15 minutes time. How many of you agree with me that if you're talking to 2,000 people, if you're talking to 700 people, and then people would get to know you, you can build credibility, and later on it would allow you an opportunity to have a more deeper conversation with them. Type me if this is you, if you agree with me, or type agree if you agree with me. So I'm showing this with you. These are the engagement that has been happening over a 15-minute period. Now, ladies and gentlemen, don't get me wrong. I'm no influencer. I'm no guru. Okay, I just add value to people's lives. Okay, why is that? Because you see, here in the Philippines, we have about 20 million Filipinos who live below poverty line. What does that mean? When you talk about poverty, it means that you have a family of 4 and you cannot afford to spend more than $5 every day. Imagine that. Imagine that is your budget. Okay, that is why it has become my mission to help as many Filipinos as possible, live beyond that line. Why? Because I know how it was like. I grew up in a house that was made out of bamboo and dried nipa palm leaves. That was how it was like for me. Okay, and one of the mediums that I realize is very important, or that I can maximize, is actually Facebook. Okay, it's actually Facebook. How many of you agree with me? Type yes if you agree with me. There you go. Thank you. So let me ask you then, why then Facebook Live? Why Facebook Live? I want to know, why do you think it's important for you to get this handled? Why is it important for you to understand, why do I have to go in Facebook Live, Mac? Okay, type it there, your comments. Okay, type there, why is it important for you? But let me tell you the number one thing, why going Facebook Live is important. I told you I'm not an influencer, I'm no guru, but let me ask you, if you look at all the influencers out there, the Tony Robbins out there, the Sanjay Tulani out there, who are let me ask you though, who are the influencers that you follow? Who are the influencers that you follow? I'm interested. Go ahead, type it there in the comment section. I want to know. And Abhay, type it there as well. Who are the influencers that you actually follow online? So whether this would be Mac Abhay, they're following Abhay. Yeah, of course, definitely. I'm also following Abhay. Yeah, Tony Robbins. Okay, who else? It could be T. Harv Eker. Okay, who else? Who else? Type it there in the chat box. I want to know. Okay, who are the influencers that you follow? You're following Saurabh. You're following Harv. Who else? Gary Vaynerchuk, Penjun. Who else? Okay, type it there in the comment section. Who are these people that you follow online? Okay, there you go. Because let me ask you, team. Let me ask you, Jay Shetty, for instance. Okay, how do you get to know them? You get to know them online, right? But here's the thing, they don't make money online based on that. Okay, probably through the ads and so on. Okay, so you already know this. But first and foremost, what do you notice about these people? They actually invite you to their own world, isn't it? You get to buy their courses. Like right now, Tony Robbins is doing Unleash the Power Within online. It's the digital Unleash the Power Within. Okay, Blair Singer is doing Master Facilitator Program online. Okay, and so on and so forth. They get to invite you to their courses. Okay, what does that mean? If you notice this, these influencers are actually selling on stage. Type stage in the chat box. Type stage in the chat box. What I realize is that if you want to make it big, whether in this industry, actually it doesn't matter whatever profession you might have. Okay, but when you talk about selling, type sales. Type sales, okay? The number one business skill that you need to learn, or that you need to have, is actually selling. Okay, and I want all of you to understand this. It's about selling. Everyone in your team should be selling. Okay, type sales. Thank you. Okay, good. So When you talk about sales, you have two ways to do this. It's either you do one-to-one selling, whereby there's a one-to-one face-to-face conversation, type one-to-one, or you can actually do this by one-to-many, type one-to-many in the comment section. Which do you think would create better leverage for you? Is it one-to-one or one-to-many? Okay, which creates better leverage? Which one creates more effort? One-to-one or one-to-many? Yeah, exactly. It is one-to-many. Okay, one-to-many creates you better leverage. But here's the thing. With regard to the effort, type effort in the chat box. It is the same effort. Say, for example, right now we're talking about Facebook Live. This would be the same way that I would be delivering a Facebook Live. This would be the same way that I would be delivering a talk or a keynote, whether I am on physical stages or in the digital stage. It's the same amount of effort. So if you would be smart about this, if you are an entrepreneur, isn't it more beneficial to you to be selling from one to many? Type yes if you agree with me. Type no if you disagree with me. Isn't it? Now here's the thing. Those people, those influencers, they get to be invited on stage because the meeting planners, type meeting planners, they already know them, isn't it? So the problem now is that people don't know me. You see, here's the thing, team. I'm a legend in my own head, just in my own head, okay? Again, I'm not an influencer. I'm no guru, okay? I just want to add value to people's lives, okay? So the question now is that, okay, Mac, how can I bring you to a stage so that you'd be able to sell to many? Now, meeting planners don't invite me because they don't know me. Now, this is what I realize, okay? I have my own set of friends here in Facebook. Sorry. And let me ask you, team, how many friends do you have in Facebook? Type it there in the comment section. Okay, those of you who are watching this, yeah, there you go. You have 5,000 friends. Okay, I have about 4,000 plus friends and so on. How many friends do you have in Facebook? Isn't it? So, meaning to say, if I am not getting invited into stages, why not make my own stage? Why not make my own stage? How many of you agree with me that can be an awesome thing whereby you actually create your own stage and you would have people watching you and you'd have you add value to these people, and those people who can actually resonate with you, then they would want to connect with you. And when people would want to connect with you, you can add more value, and in the process you would be able to sell to them immediately. Yeah, so whether you have 400, 500, 900, 450, and so on, type it there in the comment section. How many Facebook friends do you have? And here's the thing with regard to videos, okay, especially in Facebook or in YouTube. After you post the video, what happens to the video? Does it stay or does it go away? Type it there in the comment section. Does it stay? Type stay if it stays, or type go away if it goes away. Okay? So now to those of you who are watching this in YouTube, you know that the algorithm in YouTube is that, you know, it's like, yeah, it's a search engine and what have you, but the video stays there. And people who might be watching this in replay, you'd also be able to add value into their lives, even if it's in a different time. Okay? And watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm speaking to India. I'm all the way here in the Philippines. Because the other thing that this lockdown has done with all of us, okay, while it has forced people at home, we have never been more connected in our own lives in this lifetime. Don't you agree with me that this is a great time to be alive? The entire world is actually connected. If not because of digital, if not because of technology, I wouldn't be present here in this digital stage. And that is the power of stages, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, the fastest way, listen to this, watch this, okay? The fastest way for you to scale your business is by being on the stage. Okay, by being on the stage. The best thing that this pandemic has done for all of us is that it has opened up stages for everyone, not just for a single person, okay, but for everyone. So everyone can do this. Type yes or type no. Okay, so that is why it is very important for you to be able to maximize this. Okay, there we go. So let's move forward. I'm going to be talking about the 5 mistakes that you should be avoiding when doing Facebook Live. And the first mistake that people are making is by going broad. What does that mean? They try to talk about having a generic message, and a lot of people make this mistake. What do? They copy and paste. How many of you copy and paste content? Okay, you find something inspirational. Okay, you find a comment that resonates with you. You find a post by someone, an influencer that resonates with you. You copy that post, you paste it in your account, and then you broadcast this as well. How many of you are doing this? Now, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. The reason why those comments, those posts resonates with you is because you are the target audience. Type target audience in the comment section. Okay, how many of you understand this? Type me if you understand. The reason why, let me repeat that. The reason why you resonate with that comment is because you are the target audience. The mistake there is that if you just, copy and paste, you end up creating that very dedicated message to you. You transform that message into a generic message. And let me ask you, ladies and gentlemen, to those of you who are entrepreneurs, to those of you who would want to be entrepreneurs, or to those of you, even if you're not an entrepreneur, you're a student, okay, watch this. If you're trying to target a specific audience, notice what happens when you just copy and paste content. Who are the people who are liking your contents? Most likely, most probably, the people who are liking your contents, okay, number one, are the people who are also your teammates, the people who are already your friends. What does that mean? It means that you're not, again, hitting the right audience. It means that you're not hitting the prospects. How many of you are understanding this? Type understood in the comment section. Okay? So in order to avoid this mistake, the first tip I'd like to give with all of you is that to go down, to go deep into your niche. Type niche in the comment section. Okay, and when we talk about the niche, you got to understand that you need to answer the following question. Okay, the first question is that who do you serve? Who are the people that you want to serve? And in relation to that, who are the people? What is their problem? How do you want to help them with that problem? Now, in the social media space, a lot of people make this mistake creating a generic message, and they fall short by understanding that in social media, you have 4 generations today. You have the baby boomers, the Gen X, the millennials, you have Gen Z. Let me know, which generation do you actually belong? Type there in the comment section. Which generation do you actually belong? Now, people wonder, why is it that my post, okay, or my message is not reaching the audience? Why is it that I'm not getting engagement? I'm not getting comments, okay? Probably it's because it doesn't hit the right generation, the right generational target audience that you're trying to hit. Okay? How many of you are getting this? So that's why it becomes a generic message. That is why it's very important for you to understand your niche, go deep into that niche, and create a message that is dedicated to that niche. Who are the people that you want to serve? The message for a Gen Z will not resonate with the message for the baby boomers, okay? Or will not resonate for an audience who are baby boomers. If your target audience would be baby boomers, you create a post that's designed for them, it's not going to resonate with the millennials, isn't it? How many of you agree with me? Yeah, type agree if you agree with me. Yeah, let me know if you're getting this. I want to make sure that you understand, okay, this first mistake and the first tip. Okay, how many of you are getting value as well? Type value if you're getting value out of this. Thank you. So let's move to the next mistake. Okay, the next mistake is that you see people like to talk about the problem. Okay, and that is another mistake. How many of you notice this, that people in social media today, a lot of people are just, populating negative news? Yes? Are you seeing this in your friends, in your family, in your community, and so on? So people like to talk about the problem. The thing here is that all they do is that they only talk about the problem. They don't solve the problem. They just want to spread rumors. They just want to talk about the next bad news. They just want to talk about statistics with regard to COVID and so on. What does it do? Does it really add value to your own lives? Yes or no? Type yes if you agree with me. Type no. It doesn't. If it doesn't add value, okay. So that's one of the mistakes. People just would like to talk about the problem, but they're not adding value. They're not solving anything. In relation to that as well, this is where a lot of marketers make this mistake. Okay, and this is just my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, is that I notice there are people in social media, they join groups, they join communities, and what is the first thing that they do? The first thing that they do is that they introduce themselves as the salesman. Type salesman in the chat box. Type salesman. So immediately they go into selling mode. Now let me ask you, what if someone that you haven't met before, they show up in your community and then they start to sell? What happens there? Would you want to work with them, or does it actually turn you off? Let me know, okay? Because here's what I know. I don't want to be sold to. I don't like the feeling. How many of you like that feeling? If you like that feeling, okay, the feeling of being sold to. Do you like that? You haven't even met the person. You don't know who that person is. That person starts to sell and so on and starts to push you. Okay, how many of you like that? Yeah, exactly. It turns them off. Okay, because that's simply human behavior. No one wants that. Okay? No one wants that. People start to sell immediately. That's part of the mistake. Okay. The other one is that there are people going to social media because they simply entertain. Now, there's no judgment there because there are people who are entertainers and they make money out of entertainment. Okay, but that is not my space. My space simply is that when I go live, I want to make sure that I add value. The reason for me, or the way for me to add value, is when I'm able to solve a real problem. So that is why I say here, if you would like to follow this path where I'm going, okay, whereby we're adding value, you cannot just you cannot just go live and just entertain. You cannot do that unless that is your profession as an entertainer. Otherwise, how many of you have watched someone online, or you've watched a video, and then after 1 hour you ask yourself, oh my God, what did I just watch? Okay, did I just waste an hour, 2 hours of my life? How many of you had that before? Type me if you ever experienced that. So what is the mastery tip here? The mastery tip here is, again, not just to talk about the problem, but really solve the problem. Okay, now here's the thing. It's going to be very difficult for you to solve a real problem if you're not sure with your niche, because there's just a lot of problems in the world today. But if you know your niche, then it would be easier for you to drill down and really understand what are the concerns of these people today and how do you solve that problem. Remember, I talked about our scale-up community because that's a space that I'm present in. Being a financial advisor, I have investments in several general agencies here in the Philippines that has housed thousands of financial advisors. And what I realized is that when the government said, okay, we're going on lockdown, a lot of advisors actually panicked. They realized, leaders, okay, started to notice that their teams are becoming lesser engaged. Okay, they don't know how to approach people online. People are or advisors are less motivated, they lack the confidence, and so on. So that's why we created that scale-up community. It is very specific to that niche. And when you solve the problem, your role now is to add massive value. Type massive value in the chat box. I'm sure this is not the first time that you might have heard of this, okay? But there is really some truth in this, okay? Add massive value. That's just the way to go. Because this is what I notice in the social media space. Even if you're going online, it's for free, okay? People would only stay if they are getting more value than their time's worth. How many of you agree with me? You know, there's a reason why you guys are still here right now. Whether you're watching this in Facebook, whether you're watching this in YouTube, there's a reason why you're still watching this. And the reason for that is probably you're getting value, isn't it? How many of you are getting value with this? Type value in the comment section. Let me know. Okay? Or type no value. If you're not getting any value, let me know as well. Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So that's why it's very important for you to keep on adding value. This also goes if you're a teacher, if you're a coach, if you're a trainer. Okay? People, when they buy courses online, and this is a reason why a lot of people don't even finish the courses, is because this is what they realize. The value that they're getting, okay, is less than their time's worth. That is why you want people to stay with you, to connect with you. You gotta be able to add massive value. Okay, I keep on repeating that so that you'll be able to remember this. Okay, and remember the rule of thumb, ladies and gentlemen. The rule of thumb is to add value in public and to sell in private. Remember that. Okay, add value in public and sell in private. Okay, so let's move to the third mistake. What is the third mistake that people make? The third mistake that people make is the mistake of perfection. Ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about perfection, when we talk about success, how many of you would like to be successful? Type me in the comment section if you would like to be successful. Okay, type me if you'd like to be successful. And how many of you have big dreams? Okay, type big dreams in the comment section as well if you have big dreams. Okay, because you see, ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about success, when we talk about achieving those dreams, okay, success is messy. Okay, success is clumsy. Success is full of mistakes. Success means that probably at some point when you go Facebook Live, you will forget your script. Okay, success probably means that you might have the wrong grammar. Success means probably you might have an awful accent. That is what success looks like, isn't it? Type yes if you agree with me. Type no if you don't agree with me. Okay, because here's the thing. When you talk about perfection, again, that mindset is gonna sound something like, okay, what if people will ridicule me? What if people would bash me? What if people would say bad things about me? Okay, or sometimes it's gonna sound like, okay, what will my friends say? What will my family say? And so on. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, if you have that, that is simply your own ego talking. Type ego in the chat box. And the challenge there is that you are working on the wrong metric. What does that mean? Even in my own page, for instance, I only have about, let's say, 3,000, 4,000 likes. Okay, why? Because I'm very clear with my metric. Okay, a lot of people, they just want to have likes in their pages, in their social media space. What does that do? The likes is simply a vanity metric. Type vanity metric. That is simply you doing a tap on your own shoulder saying, you know what? Okay, Matt, you're doing a very good job. Okay, that's it. But the thing is, it doesn't guarantee you that you'd be able to convert that into sales. It doesn't guarantee you that it'd be able to convert you into a revenue. And let me ask you, if you are in business, if you're an entrepreneur, what is more important, revenue or the number of likes? Okay, let me ask you, is it the revenue or is it the number of likes? Type revenue if you think revenue is more important. Type likes if you think that likes is more important. Okay, so that is why it's very important for you to understand as a businessman, why are you even doing Facebook Live? Why are you doing this? If you want to become an influencer, why are you doing this? At the end of the day, it's because you want to generate revenue. Why do you want to generate revenue? Because you got to bring home the income. Type income in the chat box. At the end of the day, you're doing all of that. It's because of the income. Especially now, during this lockdown, now is not the time for you to stop making income, isn't it? Yes or no? Type yes if you agree with me. Type no if you disagree with me. Why do you have to bring home the income? Because you need to bring the money to your family. You gotta put the table for your, you gotta put the food on the table for your children. You gotta be able to send your kids to school, isn't it? How many of you understand this? Type understood if you understand this. So that is why it's also about having the right metric in place. Why is it that you're doing this? Okay? And I learned this from my coach, my mentor, Rajiv Talreja, okay? He made me realize that what is more important than the vanity metric is the value metric, okay? Meaning to say, at the end of the Facebook Live, am I able to convert it into business? Okay? At the end of the day, you can have all the likes in the world, but if no one is buying your product, still, for me, that it doesn't make sense, isn't it? Okay? So that is why. So how am I going to do this, Mac? You might ask me, okay, how do I do Facebook Live? Okay, watch this, okay? That is why it's very important that when you go live, okay, it's simply about having a conversation. Type conversation in the chat box. Type conversation in the chat box, in the comment section right now, okay? You can all, yeah, Rashmita, Parth, yeah, there you go. How many of you here agree with me, or how many of you feel like that we're just having a conversation? Type me in the chat box, in the comment section, if you feel that we're just really having a real conversation right now. Even if we're doing this online, type me, I want to know. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Aru. Thank you, Kunal. Yeah, Suma, thank you. Jue, thank you. Thank you. Exactly, right? So here's the thing, team. This is no presentation. It's simply a conversation, isn't it? Okay? And a lot of people, the reason why they're so afraid to go live, they're so ashamed, they're feeling shy with the camera, is because they're focused on themselves. They're focused on perfection. Okay, I gotta have the right hair, I gotta be able to shave, I gotta look good in the camera and so on. Okay, but do you actually do that when you're talking to your friends? Yes or no? You still think about that? If you're talking to your best friend, you still think about that? Yes or no? You don't think about these things. What matters is the quality of the conversation, isn't it? Okay, so thereby, the way to do this, the mastery tip, I'm sharing this with all of you, is stop thinking about that perfection. Okay? Simply put, all you have to do is go out there, be live, Facebook, and so on, and have a conversation. Simple, isn't it? Okay, so let's go to mistake number 4. The fourth mistake is inconsistency. What does this mean? Okay, mean to say, I see this a lot of people, they try to go Facebook Live, they try to post something in social media, and then after a week, after a month, and so on, okay, they stop. Okay, what happens is that your audience start to wonder, okay, what happened to this guy? What happened to Mac? Where did he go? And so on. Okay, and you're coming up with an intermittent approach. Okay, imagine this. Imagine this. We're doing this live right now. Imagine if my connection is intermittent. What message will it give you if the connection is intermittent? Type there in the comment section. Okay, what it does is that subconsciously, it actually communicates, you know what, this guy is not reliable enough. Why? Because he is intermittent. Okay? And in marketing language, it actually talks about being out of sight means also out of mind. People will eventually forget you. Okay? It just happens that way. And you couldn't control the perception, you couldn't control the reaction of your audience, of your target market, and so on when you're intermittent. That is why the mastery tip I'm sharing with all of you is to be consistent. Type consistent. Okay? Because by being consistent, say for example, like what Abhay is doing here, that every single day you guys are going here live at the same time. Okay, I've done that in June as well. Every single day, it's the same time. Well, not really at the same time, but every single day. So what happens is that what I realized for after a week of doing Facebook Live, I started receiving messages from people asking me, Mac, what time are you going live today? What time are you going live today? Because the communication there is that, okay, number one is that I understand you because I'm speaking to my niche. Second is that every time I go live, I actually help you improve your life by solving a problem that you're having with, okay? And by doing live consistently, it communicates that I am reliable. How many of you agree with me that being reliable is a very important trait? Type me if you agree with me. Okay, type me if you agree with me. Okay, how many of you would like to work with a person who is unreliable? Yeah? Exactly. It's a big turnoff. So by being reliable, this would allow you to then build a relationship with your audience. Type relationship there in the comment section. So you get to remember this. Build that relationship. It's not that difficult. Okay, you just need to know how. And that is why we're talking about this. The fifth mistake that people make when going live is that they now create a very vague or too many call to action. They're asking their audience to do so many things right after what they do in Facebook Live. Now, why are we talking about a call to action? Because this is what's going to happen, team. Okay, watch this. If you're really the kind of person who is adding value to people's lives, okay, and every single day when they see you online, okay, let's say even just with one Facebook Live, and you're able to resonate with this person, okay, you find value and so on. What is the next question that you might have after that conversation? What is the next question? Okay, so you already like the person. Okay, this person makes sense. He's adding value. I get so much value out of this 1 hour or 40 minutes that I've listened to him. What is the next question that you might have? Okay, here's what I realized. People would have a question, and that question sounds something like, okay, so what's next? What's next, Mac? What do I do? How do I work with you? Okay, how to contact him? Yeah, thank you. There you go. See? So you would have that question in your mind. If you're not answering that question for your audience, you're actually doing them a disservice. Because you've already showed them how you'd be able to help them. Now they would want more from you. Okay, so two things there. It's either you maximize that or you leave them hanging. Now, how many of you would like to be left hanging? I don't want that. Okay, so your audience also wouldn't want that. So, meaning to say, in doing Facebook Live, do not end with an ambiguous call to action. Instead, have a very clear just one clear next step to help your audience. One clear next step. Type the number 1 in the comment section so you get to remember this. Okay, just one. Okay? And if you're interested with this, let me ask you, how many of you are interested to understand the 5 steps to develop high engagement with Facebook Live? Type me if you would want to have this. Type me if you want to have this. Or type BIO. That means bring it on, Mac. Okay, if you want to have this. There you go. Let's go to the different steps, because now that you know the steps, or now that you know the mistakes that you need to avoid and the mastery tip around that, how about I tell you now how to do Facebook Live where you can have a very high engagement. Okay, even if you're just doing this for 15 minutes, and even if you've never done a Facebook Live before, even if you're new here, or even if you're already a master in the industry and you're looking for the next needle mover, how many of you would want to have this? Type BIO, type me in the comment section. There you go. Thank you, team. Okay, all right, so let's get down to business. Step number 1, the first thing that you gotta do is to announce that you're going live. Okay, you're gonna announce this. Okay, tell the world ahead of this. Tell your friends, or if you're doing this in your page, make that announcement ahead. And by doing that, it would allow your audience to manage their time, it would allow your audience to be ready for you. Okay, how many of you understand this? You gotta announce this. Okay, it doesn't work whereby you just go live and then that's it. Okay, because what happens? What happens when you suddenly find someone in your own feed? Oh, he's live. Okay, and you've never seen this person before. What happens? Okay, wouldn't that surprise you? Yes or no? Okay, so you gotta be able to prepare your audience. Next is that you gotta be clear with how you would be able to help them by watching your Facebook Live. That is why it is very important that you be very clear with your title. Type clear in the comment section. Now, you can research this with regard to copywriting. My favorite way of doing this is that I start my title with a how-to. Let's say, for instance, how to do Facebook Live so that you can land your first meeting. How to do Facebook Live whereby you can land a 20,000 deal. Okay? How to create your whatever that is. Okay? How to ride a bike, how to bake a cake. Okay? So that's just my favorite. That's me. Okay? Because I want to be very clear on how to help my audience. Okay? Now I know that now watch this. Okay? The how to, again, is the solution to the problem. It comes from understanding the problem of your niche. Now I know the problem of my niche. For example, for financial advisors, they're having a problem with the approach. Okay? So I can go something like how to approach your cold prospects online so that you'd be able to land your first meeting during lockdown. There you go. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so there you go. You're the best people, the best solution. Why would someone join me in live? Okay, thank you. That's a very important question. How many of you agree with me? That's a very important question here by Tanish. Okay, why would someone join me in live? Okay, yeah, why would someone join you in live? Why? Because, again, you're solving a problem. You're giving a solution, and you better make sure that you also deliver on that problem, on that solution rather. Okay, and that is why people would be joining you. Now, here's the thing. This doesn't work when you've only done live first time. Probably in your first live, only a few people would be watching. In my first live, no one watched me. Okay, but as you do this consistently, then people will start to see, you know what, this guy is really making sense. Okay, people are really seeing the value in what you're doing. Okay, so that's why you got to do this consistently. Okay, so that's step number 2. Be very clear on how you solve the problem, and you can start your title with a how-to. Next step. The next step is that this already assumes that you are already live. You're already talking there. What you're going to do there is you're going to acknowledge your audience, like what we've done earlier. Okay, we say good morning. Hi, good morning to Tanvi. Hi to Aru. Hi to Rajita, and so on. Good morning to all of you. Thank you for joining me live. Okay, I'm Mack Comandante, and for the past 3 years, I've been helping entrepreneurs grow their confidence to build their million-dollar businesses. How many of you would be interested with that? There you go. So what I did there is that I simply acknowledged you. Type acknowledge in the comment section. Okay. The next thing that you're going to do is that the moment you start live is that you get a pace with your audience. Imagine this. Think about this. Okay. It's like you're walking together side by side holding hands. Okay. You're pacing with them. Listen to this. Before you can actually lead, you got to be able to pace. Okay. Remember this. Before you lead, you got to be able to pace. What does that mean? Mean to say, doing a call to action, asking them to do something is already you leading. Okay? You wouldn't be able to lead if you're not able to pace. So what's happening there? What's happening there is that even if you're doing Facebook Live, okay, it's actually you going into their world so that you then can bring them into your own world. Okay? So let's say, for example, how did we do this at the beginning? So let me know, how are you guys? Okay, how are you feeling today? Where are you calling from? Where are you chiming from? And so on. How do you feel about this lockdown? What is the emotion for you? These are some of the questions that I would ask, okay? And that allows me a space, okay? That allows me to enter their space. And I can tee off from that, okay? So acknowledge your audience, pace with your audience, and then you can create engagement. The next part is for you to establish credibility. You cannot shortcut the process. You got to be able to establish the credibility. How did I just do this, for instance? Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me live today. I'm Mack Comandante, and for the past 3 years, I have been focused on helping entrepreneurs grow their confidence to build their million-dollar businesses. I have coached thousands of people from different parts of the world, all the way to London, to US, to UK, to India, to Singapore, to China, and they have been able to grow their businesses. How many of you would be interested with that? Yes, type yes if you're interested with that. Okay. So what I've done there is that I've actually shown you social proof. Okay, I've talked about this. This is what I do. Okay, and here's the thing: don't fake it, team. Okay, don't fake it. I want you to really understand that. Okay, the saying that goes, "Fake it till you make it," just doesn't work. Okay, because people will know, they'll be able to smell it if you're just faking it. So let's say, for example, the question would be, Mac, what if I don't have a client yet? I've never done this. Okay, I don't have any social proof. What will I do? How many of you agree with me that that is a valid question? Type valid if you think that's a valid question. Yeah. So what then should you do? So here's the thing. Here's what you can do. Look for one person around that niche. And what you can do is actually really help that person. Okay, really help that person. What you can do then after helping one person, ask for the testimonial. How did I help you? How did I help you? Last night, for instance, or yesterday, okay, we did a free webinar. It was that webinar, we had audience from different parts of the world. Okay, and so one of them messaged me, Mac, I already enrolled in the course, because that webinar is about helping people make money. Okay, and he enrolled in the course. He messaged me, and so I asked him, okay, and his name is also Mark. So I asked him, we haven't met, okay, but Mark, can I ask for feedback from you? Okay, how was I able to help you today? And he gave me this very long list. And this, he started by saying, you know what, Mac, you don't know me, but you know what? By going through your programs, by listening to you live, you've actually changed my life. You've actually helped me make the closest during this lockdown. It was because of that. You've given me inspiration. You've allowed me to wake up in the morning so that I keep on calling on my clients. How many of you agree with me that that would be a very good testimonial? Now, I didn't ask him what to write. Okay, he just gave that to me. And I simply asked. Okay, so again, there's no way to hasten the process. You really got to do the work. That is why part of the tip that I'm giving all of you guys here who's watching this is that for you to do this consistently. Okay, and here's the thing. How many of you would like to help a lot of people? Type me in the chat box if this is you. How many of you would like to help a lot of people? Type me if this is you. Okay, because here's the thing. Here's what I realized. In this business, in this space, this is what people say. Okay, Mac, I want to help a lot of people. I want to change the world. How many of you can resonate with this? Okay, I want to help the poor. I want to help the needy and so on. How many of you can resonate with this? Yes? Is what the next thing that they say, I'm going to do this by becoming an influencer. Yes? How many of you have heard this before? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you the truth. The only way for you to be able to help and change the world is by helping one person at a time. One person, isn't it? How many of you agree with me with this? Start with one. Start with one. And by truly and sincerely helping that person, then there you go. You start to build your credibility. Now, once you're able to start to build that credibility, okay, throw the shame out of the window and start talking about this online so that people would know that you're actually the real deal. Exactly, right? Let people know that you're the real deal. Talk about this online. The only way, or the only thing that's gonna get in the way of that is that you would start to think that you would start to hear yourself saying that, you know what, I'm shy. You know what, I'm gonna sound arrogant online if I talk about my achievements. No. There's a difference between arrogance and honesty. You see, it's about simply staying above board and being sincere in terms of helping people. And people need to know what is it that you're capable of, what's the value that you're adding to people's lives. They need to know that. Okay? How many of you are getting this? Type, I get it if you're getting this. Excellent. Good. Thank you. So let's move forward. Let's move forward. Okay. Step number 5. Step number 5, again, is about having a conversation and educate them. When you educate them, then you then solve a real problem. I cannot overemphasize this. It's really about solving a real problem. Okay, and I encounter this a lot of times. What happens? Okay, during enrollment conversations, what is the number one objection of people? This is what they say. Okay, Mac, you know what? I'm interested. I like your program. I want to work with you. But, okay, for example, this is what they say. But I don't have the money. I cannot afford you and so on. This is what they do. Yes? How many of you agree with me that money or not having the money can be an objection when you start to sell? Yes? Yeah, exactly. And this is my answer to them. Okay, so let's assume that this is not just a smoke screen and this is a real objection. It's really, people are really having difficulty because probably their businesses, they couldn't open shops because it's locked down. Okay, they couldn't connect with their clients, and probably they're having difficulty with their own cash flow. Let us assume that it is a real objection. Okay, now this is how I answered that objection. Okay, I understand that. How about, what if I help you make money? How many of you would want to have that? Type me in the comment section. Okay, it's an enrollment conversation. I've already added value, already said, okay, Mac, I like you, I want to work with you, please help me, but I couldn't afford you. Okay, next question then would be, what if I help you make money? Would you be interested in that? Yeah, there you go, exactly. So therefore, objection gone, we get to work together, then the engagement stops. Or rather, then the engagement starts. The objection stops, the engagement starts. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, right? It's not that difficult. Now, the thing is that most people get this wrong because they stay positional. What does that mean? It means that I'm right and you're wrong. Okay, and this is where a lot of trainers make this mistake. A lot of entrepreneurs make this mistake. Okay, you don't have the money. Okay, you cannot afford me, so don't buy. Okay, you don't have the money. You know what? That's the reason why you're in that space, is because you're not investing in yourself. What does that do? Okay, it negates the other person. It proves the other person wrong, and you're trying to position yourself as right. And let me ask you, would you like to be wrong? Yes or no? Would you like to be wrong? So here's what I know in regard to people. We all want to be right, isn't it? We don't want to be wrong. You cannot be wrong when you cross the street. You're gonna die, isn't it? It is simply human behavior to want to be right. No one wants to be wrong. Okay? So therefore, if you're selling something, if you're helping people, why do you need to prove other people wrong? It just doesn't make sense. That's just me. If you don't follow my advice, that's fine as well. Okay, it's just me. Okay, so let's move to the fifth step. What is the fifth step? Again, by this time, you're already adding so much value. You're helping them already. You would now be giving a call to action. Okay, a call to actions. And this is the part where you can ask them to do the next step so that you'd be able to help them moving forward. Okay, now one way to encourage action is to give them a gift. Okay, how many of you agree with me that by giving a gift, people just like to have gifts, isn't it? How many of you would like to have a gift? Type me if you would want to have a gift. Okay, and how many of you would be interested to receive a gift? Okay, right now. And what if I give you a real example of a gift? I want to know. Okay, if you want to have this, if you want to receive this, is it okay if I give you a real example? Type okay if that is okay with you. Type okay if that is okay with you. Yeah. But before we move forward, how many of you here, really sincerely, I'm asking this, okay? It is my first time to speak in India, so that's why thank you very much, team, for this very warm welcome, for the very high engagement here. Let me ask you at this point, what value are you getting out of this conversation? Type it there in the comment section so that I would know. That's feedback for me. What value are you getting out of this? Okay, let me know, please. Okay, so just go ahead and type there in the comment section, because what I'm about to do is that I'm gonna do a sample gift, and it's a real gift. Okay, all right. So, and what is this real gift? This real gift talks about the one step to land your first meeting and be able to convert that lead. Because if you notice, then what I'm saying is, do not sell in public, but you sell in private. Okay, so meaning to say, where does the selling happen? The selling happens when you're already having that one-on-one conversation, or when people are already inside your community. It's already a private event for you. Okay, there you go. Suma, thank you. How to tackle fear and serve our purpose. Wow, that's really wonderful. Tanesh, does giveaways after sessions really boosts the audience? I don't know. Why don't you tell me, Tanesh? Okay, let me experience this for you. Okay, so I'm doing what I'm doing right now is a real gift after this. Okay. And let me know how this would work out. Okay, Kunal, yo, okay, it's about helping people. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for this feedback. Okay, keep it coming, team. I want to know how this session is helping you guys. All right. Okay. So let me give you a sample gift. Okay, let me give you a sample gift. And listen to this, okay? If you're putting me on background right now, if you're doing something else, stop whatever it is that you're doing and watch this and listen to this, okay? So what is the first gift? The first gift is that if you're finding value here, how many of you would be interested to get the PDF guide to Facebook Live? Okay, what I've talked about here, how about I put that into a PDF file so that even if you've not done a PDF file, it can give you a template. You fill in the blanks, Okay, and that you can put it in front as you're doing live, and you'd be able to. It serves as a guide for you to Facebook Live. Okay, I don't know how to value it really, but offhand, people are saying me, Mac, it should be valued at about $100 because a lot of people don't know this yet. And if you're able to help people, it should be at least $100. Yes? Let me know if you want this. Type it there in the comment section. I want it. Okay, type I want it. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you in a little while how to be able to get this PDF file. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. The next gift is that in my company, what I do here in the Philippines is that I'm the founder of Success Academy, and it has been my mission to bring the best of the world to my practice. Okay, to bring the best of the world to the Philippines and bring the best of the Philippines to the world. Okay, one of the best is that I was able to work, or I'm able to work with the best trainers, teachers, mentors in the field today. One of them is from India. Okay, his name is Rajiv Talreja, the leading business coach in Asia. Okay, and what we do together is that we do the trainer growth webinar. And in India, it's on Saturday, 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. India Standard Time, the real India Standard Time, 10 a.m. in the Philippine time, or 10 a.m. Singapore time. Okay, that's on July 25. If you would like to be a part of that webinar, would it be okay if I give you free access to that? Okay, that webinar I feel should be valued about $200. Okay, that's US dollars for you. Type I want it, type me. Okay, please give it to me, or if you would want this. Okay, how about I give you access to that webinar? Will that be all right with you? Okay, if you're finding value in this. Good. Okay, the third gift that I'd like to give all of you, to those of you who are watching this, and why am I giving these gifts? It's because I'm honoring your time. Okay, there are three things. I noticed there are three things that people have a concern these days. What are these three things? Okay, the first one is with regard to health. People would want to be literally healthy and survive this pandemic. Yes or no? Type yes or type no if you disagree. Okay, so it's about health. The second concern of people during this time is happiness, because again, we're on lockdown and some people are getting more depressed, isn't it? We want more peace of mind. We want more happiness. Okay, isn't it? Type yes or type no. Okay, it's about happiness. The third thing that people have as a concern today would be about money. Type money in the chat box. Why? Probably you just got laid off from your job, okay? Income is not coming in for you, or probably you would have received a separation pay. Now you have so much money, or probably you're just at home, but the government is giving you money and you don't know what to do with it, okay? So those are the three concerns. And how many of you realize that if only you have stable, if not growing income, you would have more options that would be available for you to be able to handle better health because you don't have to go out, or to be able to handle your own happiness, isn't it? Type yes or no, right? That is why I've banded with Florian Fritz. Florian Fritz is one of the 7 people that Robert Kiyosaki and Blair Singer trusts with their program. Okay, Florian is based out of Vienna, Austria, and what we've done is that we've banded with 17 or 15, yeah, 17, including both of us, 15 world-class trainers and speakers from different parts of the world who are the best experts in terms of how to make money, whether this is about making money from gold and silver, is it about the stock market, is it about options, is it about spread bet, is it about cryptocurrency, is it about real estate, it's about farming, or is it about investing in the Philippine market? That is what we've done. And we've created a webinar out of that, and we call this Money Maker Secrets. Okay, that webinar should be worth about $200 as well. And we're doing this on Saturday as well, 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. Okay, so there's a mistake there. Well, that's 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. India Standard Time, 2 hours. Okay, and the next session is going to be on Saturday. It's going to be me talking about the mindset of money. Okay, because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Every single day, watch this, watch this. Every single day, we have about 65,000 thoughts. Type there 65,000. Type 65,000. Okay? Every single day we have that. 65,000 thoughts. And this is what I learned. Out of those 65,000 thoughts, 95% of that is done out of the unconscious. Type unconscious in the chat box. Yeah, exactly, 65,000. So here's the thing. People want to make money. They want to create better results for themselves. Okay? And you have to be conscious about these new actions. Now, those new actions only constitute 5% of those thoughts. That is why when you start to change yourself, you'd have your 5% of your brain trying to get you to do that, even if you know it's the right thing to do. But you have 95% telling you don't do it because it's different, it's new. That is why it is just so difficult for people to change, even if you know it's important. Let's say, for example, how many of you believe or agree with me that saving money is important? Yes or no? Type yes or type no. If it is truly important, then why is it that people are not able to save? You see the disconnect there? Again, it's because 95% of what we do is already unconscious habit. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about that on Saturday. If that would interest you, then go ahead and join us in the Moneymaker Secrets. That webinar is valid at $200. How about I give you access to the Moneymaker Secrets so that you would learn how to make money? Type yes if you want this. Type I want that, Mac, if you want this. Exactly. So the total value of that gift at this point is about 500 US dollars. Okay, gift number one is the PDF guide. Gift number two is to the Trainer Growth webinar. And gift number three is to the Moneymaker Secrets. All you have to do at this point in time is you follow and click the link on my bio in Instagram. Just look for Mack Comandante in IG. Okay, so go ahead, go to Instagram, use your phone, take a screenshot for this, okay, so that you can follow me in Instagram. There you go. Now, how many of you agree, team, that that is an awesome call to action? Type awesome if that was worthwhile for you, listening to those gifts and receiving those gifts. It actually compels you to make an action. Okay, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. If you find value with this, even if you're watching this on replay, go ahead, type there in the comment section, what is the value that you're getting out of this? Okay, go ahead. Tanish, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, no, you're totally awesome as well, being so attentive here and being able to communicate here as well. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, Sneha. I hope that I'm able to pronounce your names correctly. Thank you very much for spending your time here. And Abhay, thank you very much again for having me. Okay, one more time, team. I'm Mack Comandante. I'm an international trainer and coach. And for the past 3 years, I've been helping entrepreneurs and those people who would want to become entrepreneurs grow their confidence to build their million-dollar businesses. Back to you, Abhay.
Mac, this is something amazing. How many of you are mesmerized by the kind of energy this guy has? And how many of you realize that when he speaks, it's like poetry, you know, it just flows one after another. If you agree to this, then please type mesmerizing Mac in the comments below, or you can also type MM that denotes this for you. So Mac, thank you so much. You have really helped us with a practical example of how to use a call to action, of how to get the people on board in your community. And the best part, which I love, was that give value, because that is what is very important. So I was taking notes today throughout to learn from you, and I'm pretty sure all the viewers who were live watching this and the ones who would watch it on video replay, I would request you to do the same, because honestly, we just had an amazing session. So Mac, typically we end the entire session by asking people who have watched it to give a quick feedback in the comments below in the form of one sentence or one word. So that is what I would encourage all the viewers who are watching this currently, that go ahead and in the comment box, just give a one sentence giveaway that what did you feel like, how was this session, what was your biggest takeaway, what is your message for Mac. So Mac, I would say this, that I've never seen someone, as I said, so fluent in the way things went. It was as if, you know, a wine bottle and it just flows very smoothly. It was as smooth as that. So very well done. You gave us the right tips of what to avoid in terms of the Facebook mistakes and how to engage people and how to bring a lot of value to them, and then give only one call to action, which is simple for them to do. And you gave a live demonstration, which helps people to connect, which is absolutely great. And the gifts that you had, even we had no clue that you have got such amazing gifts for them. And that shows that you really want to give value to them. Because for all those watching, this wasn't decided as a part, this would be the gifts, but he's doing it from himself because he honestly believes that would add value to you. So as you can see in the comments, Mac, there are tons of people who are typing in MM, they're typing in mesmerizing Mac, they're typing that you have one of the best communication skills also. So thank you so much once again. And on behalf of Alter Ego Learning and on behalf of all the people who are watching here, I would like to thank you once again for taking out time and giving your time to India so that we can also learn that how to monetize from Facebook. So thank you once again, Mac. Your closing comments before we end this call?
Yeah, it's really an honor to be here, Abhay. It's so humbling with all of the comments here. People are saying it's good, it's great, it's able to add value. Thank you very much, team. Okay, I'm actually welling up right now because I can really feel the warmth of your community, and to the people who are actually here. Thank you very much for spending this time and staying on. Okay, so go ahead, do those lives, and if you like, okay, go ahead, tag me when you go live so that I can also watch you, and I'll see you soon. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mac, once again, and thank you for all the viewers that, in spite of being at the top of the hour, it's been more than an hour, but you're still watching this, and this shows the kind of value Mac added. So thank you so much. This is Abhay Valsangkar signing off from this class of Masterclass, and we'll come up again next time with a new guest of honor. Thank you so much, Mac, and thank you to all the viewers. Take care. Thank you.